Here at the Silverstone Museum, we love to celebrate British world champions, British Grand Prix winners, and they come no more successful than Sir Lewis Hamilton. Now, we all know he's leaving Mercedes Formula One team to move to Ferrari for next year. However, having the 2020 race-winning suit on display with us here at the museum is great for our visitors, as is the helmet. That was really special. It's one that Lewis wore in 2019, just after he won his 6th world title. And he presented it to us. That was worn just for one race in Abu Dhabi. That's not what I want to talk about today, though. I want to get the camera down here. So, Sir Lewis started, like many racing drivers, in karting. And just here we have an example of the helmet that Sir Lewis would have worn when he was karting back in the mid-1990s. This one is from 1996. And what I love about it, and Lewis has talked about this before, his favourite driver was the Brazilian legend Ayrton Senna. And we see that bright, bold yellow helmet with the green and the blue line, very similar to how Ayrton had his helmet. And it was that idea of the yellow helmet was actually quite intimidating for drivers when they used to see it in the mirrors. And I think that yellow helmet, that kind of ethos and the way of thinking was probably prominent in Lewis's thinking when he designed that helmet in that way. But we've got something extra special to show you. I'm going to make Jess work now, and we're going to move the camera just this way. So recently at the museum, we've been celebrating a little bit about karting, and we're going to start to talk about junior formulae for next year. And we've got Ant Davidson's cadet kart from 1990, and you can see a little bit about that on a previous video. We had Ant here and I did an interview with him, and that was good fun. But this is the one I want to show you. This is pretty special. This is the kart Sir Lewis used 1996. It's a cadet kart. Lewis would have been about 10 years old when racing this. And firstly, comparing the size of it to a Formula One car, there's quite a big difference. There's actually quite a lot of intricate tech going on here. If we have a quick look over the top, I'm going to be very careful stepping over the elastic here, but if we get the camera down in, first up, moving along the kart here, you can see the lines and the brakes, just a single brake on the back axle there. We've got this engine, tiny little engine, 60cc engine that the cadet karts were using. Don't think a lot, 60cc, barely a lawnmower, but because these things weighed so little and the drivers were so small, actually would power them along pretty quickly. If you go on YouTube, you can see these karts racing. You can look them up and you can see how close the racing was. We've also got things at the back here. You've got to stop any incidents happening. You've got a bumper at the back here, but you've also got anti-roll bars here. Drivers would start to develop not only the skills of racing and overtaking, but also car and kart setup. So the skills drivers would learn, and Lewis would be included in that, things about how tyre pressures would impact the performance of the kart, how the brakes set up, how the anti-roll set up, the chassis stiffness. You're starting to develop all of those skills that are going to be so important when you get to racing single-seater cars and ultimately Formula One. We're so pleased our visitors can get up close to these brilliant exhibits. Looking forward to 2025 when we're going to be celebrating the 75th anniversary of the FIA Formula One Drivers' World title. We're going to be having lots more content like this to show you, so stay tuned.